Hello, we're going to talk today about exercise and its role in reducing inflammation. I'm sure everyone's aware that doctors encourage us to get more exercise. They also encourage us to try to do it daily. And unfortunately, our busy lifestyles often leave us with very little time in order to be able to follow those very good recommendations from our doctors. But today I'm going to give us a better reason why you should consider it. And that is the fact that exercise helps our muscles produce a protein that attacks inflammation, meaning it can help reduce a lot of different problems that we might have with our health. And it can reverse even type 2 diabetes. It can do many good things for our bodies. But we need that encouragement to be able to get out there and do it. And that's what I'm hoping to provide today. So, exercise doesn't have to be over the top. You can start slowly. If you're not used to exercising, it's very difficult to get out there and start running, for example. I never ran. I would run when I had to when I was in high school, but now I'm almost 60 years old. I didn't start running until I was in my 50s. I just looked at my dog one night when we were walking. I'm like, let's try to run. But of course, I never started that way. I walk dogs on a regular basis. I've had a few exercise equipments that ended up being like clothes holders or dust keepers in my basement. So I never really stuck to anything that was regular or intense other than dog walking. And when you have a lot of dogs, you do a lot of walks. But when I was diagnosed with osteopenia, I'm like, okay, we really need to do something about this. It's the beginning stages of osteoporosis. And I've watched many people just wither away from osteoporosis. And I wanted to make sure I prevented that from happening to myself and in a more holistic way rather than just taking drugs. So I started lifting weights and I started running. And that actually improved my numbers when I had my bone scan. Little did I know that by doing those things, I was also reducing inflammation. So I didn't suffer from the arthritis that I had started to develop in my older years. Occasionally I would have some joint problems with my hips. But that was more or less from the impact of my feet hitting the pavement. So I've learned ways around it. So, with that being said, it's never over. If you walk on a regular basis, what I would recommend is that maybe you start walking a little bit farther or for a little bit longer, or you try to pick up your pace just a little bit. If you found out that you have a bone density issue like osteopenia or osteoporosis, you can get physical therapy where they'll show you the appropriate ways to lift weights and the number of pounds that you should actually try to incorporate in your routine. So those are two things, walking and lifting weights. Now, if you're looking for a holistic approach in order to help your body heal itself, I would recommend you not do just one or two things. You might alternate. If you haven't run before, start slow. If you decide you want to start running, get a good pair of shoes. You don't want to be wearing shoes that are not going to give you the proper support if you want to try running. And that's also true for walking. You want to have the proper shoes so that you don't injure yourself when you're out there, in your neighborhood trying to walk or run. Mix in a little bit of weightlifting, maybe 2 or 3 days a week, 20-minute sessions. Yoga. Yoga is my go-to. It helps me feel calm. It helps me build strength from the inside out. And it also helps me feel more confident. So with yoga, just being able to see my own progression over the last 5 years that I've started doing yoga, it being able to do certain poses is empowering, when you never thought you could. And there are plenty of beginner YouTube videos out there that help you find a good starting point for yoga. Another thing that you could think of if you are willing to invest the money is getting a gym membership. Now, I never had that ability being a single parent and working full time. I just never joined a gym. I never thought that I could find the time to get away to a gym. So that's why I ended up with a lot of pieces of equipment that have since built up a lot of dust. But now that my, child is grown, has his own family, I've invested. I've bought myself a treadmill so that I can continue running regardless of what the weather is like. I have an elliptical that I don't use that much, but a yoga mat, that's a must. I have an old weight bar that my son had with a big weight set that he kept in our basement that I have added some weights to. So it's about 85 pounds total. And I do a deadlift with that. And then I have a set of dumbbells that range in weights from 3 pounds to 5 pounds to 8 pounds. And occasionally I'll find an exercise video online that I can use my dumbbells to, target a certain part of my body, like my upper body. And that has helped build muscle mass. And again, the inflammation has gone down dramatically. Now, I'm not just exercising, I'm also following a very strict diet. And I'm also participating in different activities that help with stress relief. So, stress is another thing that we will need to focus in on. And that will be the subject of my next long form video is going to be different activities that you can engage in that will help to reduce stress and improve mental health. But exercise is one thing we need to try to incorporate into our lifestyle. And I'm hoping to be able to share with you some momentous occasions that have occurred to me as we go along. And one of those is that I have actually run 8 half marathons now. I had never run before in my life, other than when a PE teacher told me I had to. And I started in my 50s. And within a few years, I was running 10Ks and running in half marathons. Now I don't win, but if I can finish before someone else behind me, I am ecstatic. And it also makes you feel really good. So the whole point of my YouTube channel and all of the other things that I'm reaching for out in the internet is to empower everyone who is growing older to understand that we truly can get better with age. So I look forward to this journey, and I hope to find more people out there that are willing to go on this journey with us. So if you can like, subscribe, share this video, it would be great. And I hope that this will be the start of something beautiful for everyone. Bye.